Hello and welcome to another update. In this one, I'll be coming with the latest reports from the front line. Starting out, we of course know the ongoing march from Rostov and all the way up to Moscow. And 200 kilometers from the finish line, Wagner just decided, nah, can't be bothered going back home. And that is what happened. Essentially, this whole thing ended with Lukashenko proposing a deal with Prigozhin, and Prigozhin has now accepted that deal, so there's nothing more to do. No blood has been spilled, as far as I know. Maybe a few pilots have died from the 7 helicopters and 1 airplane that crashed. It was destroyed by Wagner Stingers or whatever they used as air defense missiles. Well, yeah, that's it. No columns, no fighting, no direct confrontation, just roadblocks and a very long travel through almost 24 hours. Didn't even last 24 hours. And that is all he needs to get a lot of money for his work. He's probably going to get a lot of medals for his fighters, a lot more money for his work. And that's probably all it was for, just to get a better deal with the Russian government. And that's it for the whole Russian civil war, quote unquote. As I was saying from the very start, I did a live stream as soon as it happened. I did a video, and in it, I kept saying this is definitely a show. It's just to get a public opinion, get everyone's eyes there. And it turns out it was for money. Close enough. Anyways, so this is what has happened. It has ended, and now we're back to the front line. And from the latest news from the front line, we have multiple reports. First off, as soon as this happened, the fighting essentially stopped. But now we're seeing much more fighting here north of Robotyne as the Ukrainian forces continue their attacks in this part of the front line. We also see some attacks by Piatetki. So the Ukrainian forces continue their attacks here in the western part of the front line. Then we also see further back earlier today, we see some reports from the northeastern area here by Neskushne. The Ukrainian forces have managed to advance a bit west of Makarivka, capturing parts of the hills here to the west of this area, as well as to the east of Levatne. They haven't captured any villages, but just a couple more fields here to the southeast of Levatne. So the Ukrainian forces continue their attempts at taking control over parts of the front line and generally covering this whole thing. And that is all that has happened today. Just most of the focus have been around the march. I had a few videos to cover about and so on. But now it's completely useless because, well, it ended with no conflict. So it's just back to the usual Ukrainian counteroffensive. But it's very interesting to see how Wagner just went on a flip, went to Rostov, occupied Rostov, went to Voronezh, they actually went around Voronezh, and then all the way up to Moscow, and then they're just going back home again. But essentially, according to information, as I predicted, they have about 50,000 soldiers in strength. And this shows, we also saw a mobilization of Chechen forces, and now combined with the quote-unquote new army, that's definitely 200,000 soldiers. So maybe this was just to get a few benefits before they re-enter the conflict zone, so that they get more money, get more benefits from this. Who knows? But we'll definitely see some TV hosts in Russia talk about this. We're going to see Western media just talk about this because this is all it is. It's just a very weird story. This is probably the first, as far as I know, through my limited knowledge of history, this is the first fake military coup to get better money from the government. This is just, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this is way too funny. Anyways, that's all for this update. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.